Come on! Unity is a web series filmed and edited by Emily Jansen as she lives in her vehicle, traveling the United States and documenting the many other types of alternative living, exposing audiences to the growing change in perspective and lifestyle for a common unity. Trevor and I are from Maine. He was very vocal about wanting to travel. I was really reserved about that, really kind of held back. I'm a homebody. He was going to college, not really knowing what he wanted to do, and I was just working jobs to get by because that's the thing you do, so kind of getting stuck in that cycle, and we were both pretty unsatisfied. We didn't know about the farm at all. We came for the Holyoke Dome, which is a 14-foot wide, 7-foot tall stained glass dome this woman made by herself, and they had it on the farm on display for people to come and visit. So I saw that online. We got in touch with the artist Caroling, and she gave us the farm's website. I completely ignored everything on the website. I just went straight to the bottom to get the address, put that in my GPS, and we wound up here on a Sunday when no one was here. Went over to the Holyoke Dome, we were hanging out and ended up playing music, and someone found us and they were giving somebody else a tour. They said, hey, you want to come down and see the Ecovillage training center? You want to take a look around the other parts of the farm? I'll introduce you to some people, and started telling us the history of it, and we were really shocked and amazed. We knew when we left Maine that we wanted to find a place that felt like home, that was really welcoming. We didn't really specifically have a community in mind, like an intentional community. It's something we really didn't know much about anyway. But literally after 2 days here, we felt so welcomed by everybody, and everyone seemed really genuinely excited to see us, even though they didn't know us. I said to Trevor, like, do you think we should stay here? Because, we had plans to go to Texas next or something like that, and he was like, oh, definitely, like, we need to stay. It really wasn't even that much of a question. We both knew right away. The farm came about in 1971. About 200 San Francisco hippies came on a caravan, about 80 school buses. Bought the land, there was nothing on it. So they pretty much built everything from the ground up, not knowing how. 1983 was the changeover. They were acquiring too many people at a pretty rapid rate and not enough money to feed everybody. So they switched more to a cooperative model, the intentional community, not so much a commune. A lot of people disagreed with that and left. So, went from about 1,500 people to about 200 people pretty quick. And that's it. It stayed about 200 people, to this day. So the Ecovillage Training Center encompasses the Eco Hostel, and then part of the learning aspect is we do permaculture apprenticeships, and they're 2-month long, and they get a permaculture design certificate at the end of it. Working at the Eco Hostel, I kind of am on the front lines of visitors. Everyone kind of tends to stop here and stay for a little while, and I'm always, talking it up, trying to get people to stay when I can, because that's my goal being here. I feel like, a lot of the community wants to see the farm go on, so, you need to get younger people here. I think the history of the farm is a really motivational quality, because they did it. They didn't know what they were doing, but they did it. They built houses, they made gardens and fed people, created some really amazing things, and they were really intuitive, and I think we can totally do it again. I don't see it being that hard of a thing to do. I just think people need to regroup. There's definitely struggles, especially, the community is 200 people. You're not going to get along with every single person, but the difference is, not letting the ego get in the way, I guess. There's a lot of benefits to living in community. Support in every direction, from every direction, even from people you may not know that well, who, just know if you're in need, I will help you any way I can. And that's a really beautiful thing. Well, it's hard on the farm. As a land trust, you don't technically own the land, so getting financing to build a house is the hardest part. But what makes it easier is that everyone else here has pretty much built their own house. They're willing to help people who are also building their houses. They know how hard it is. There's no building codes here, so you could build a really small house if you wanted to and add on to it slowly. There's a lot of benefits to that. You don't need to get approval from the government or anything on what kind of house you build. So there's been a lot of natural building utilized here. Every generation that had a piece of building the farm is still here. So you get a lot of exposure to older people, younger people, small children, and they all have a part to play in the community. I think that's important, and that's part of what's so great about the farm. You know, that cycle being taken care of, and the younger people coming on the farm are gonna, replace some of the positions that the older people are in now with like our small little government system and everything. It's just set up really perfectly. I think community living I think it's the way things are going slowly but surely. I think more younger people are becoming interested in what it would be like to live in a closer knit community and the benefits that would have, whether it's like financial benefits or spiritual benefits, that whole range. If it's the way it's going, I think it's a really good thing.